Hey guys, welcome to Headspace. My name's Daemon.
Yo, what up, guys? It's Chris Crow.
And it's your boy HSR.
Always
What?
so optimistic. I
So
apologize.
dramatic.
I'm trying to figure out this intro thing. I'm not used to it, so I'm gonna play with this for a while till I like one.
Just, hey, what up? It's HSR, chilling, you know.
That's you. That's
That's
not
the
me.
sing-song type of thing.
Hey, what's up, chilling? My name's Chris Crow. You know what I mean? All right, okay.
It's
So
a little more
yeah,
energetic.
how's your week been?
Crap. I don't wanna-
Vacation times for
I mean, while y'all are enjoying, I'm in the middle of fucking moving.
moving.
Yeah.
When
Really?
do you move?
I move, I get the keys on Friday and I move next week. So
So in context, when you hear this, it's last Friday for you folks, because this is coming out after he moves. Woof! We'll maybe talk about that a little more in the future. But did you take advantage of some of those Black Friday specials to get the things that you need?
No.
actually, I made a mistake and I kind of impulsively purchased a laptop before Black Friday. And then I walked into Best Buy on Black Friday and I wanted to buy a PS4. And then, well, you know, the beautiful girlfriend I have, she was like, no, you don't need it.
Oh, Chris. Chris is, from what I understand, moving in with his girlfriend, folks. So you can watch how he starts to change over the next couple of months.
Hashtag adulting. So actually, to be real with you guys, yesterday I just turned 23. So I personally feel there will be some changes happening.
That's amazing. Growing up is not as scary and evil as they make it sound. But you know what's worth talking about? Black Friday. Nah, this is a conversation waiting to happen. I mean, there's so much shit that happens. I've been waiting a fucking year, really, to talk about Black Friday anywhere because last year Black Friday pissed me off. And it's not so much the holiday, but what just ended up happening with us on the Facebook and the Twitter and the video sharing.
Since you said Facebook, just quick little tangent, I apologize. Did you see the Black Friday song? There was a Black Friday song that played upon the violence that would happen.
Oh my gosh, when did this come out? Was it before
Not-
Black Friday?
It was probably a couple days before Black Friday.
Oh my word. If we can find that, we'll link it in the description below. No, I didn't even know. Tell us about the song, Chris.
Well, basically, the song just plays references upon trying to be safe and take a gun with you at one point because you're gonna need it because it's so because it's so violent. And in the
The
video
String
itself,
Killer actually said something about that this weekend.
Really?
Like, I should have. I wasn't sure if I needed to wear my bulletproof vest.
no,
This
it's
is
it's
just
crazy
crazy to
though.
me.
It's seriously crazy because it just in the video it portrays that it gets out of hand a lot.
Well, that's what happened 1 year, and for the last
It's happened year after year, and it's gotten worse up until last year. But last year, something really, really bothered me. I started watching the videos, and first of all, I started noticing a trend. This shit never happens in Manhattan or upscale parts of towns. It's always in
ghetto
let's say
places.
ghettoer places, less rich folk. I'm gonna restart this. This happens in more poverty-ridden places, and you're not really seeing a bunch of the rich elite beating each other up over Black Friday deals. And then I started considering just the entertainment value we've all gotten from this. And I have to say I'm guilty of it myself, but at a certain point it got gross to me. And we used to share these videos haha, look at these assholes fucking beating the fuck out of each other over Black Friday videos, haha, look at them. And then we all do it. We shared it. I mean, somebody just made a song telling us to bring a gun for our safety. But then one of these videos in particular really got to me last year. This is the 2015 Black Friday. And you see these people coming into the store, and the media is in this semicircle surrounding the store entirely with flashing lights, and the people are running in, and there's yelling and there's screaming, and it's honestly these media folk trying to document the event created this mob mentality that almost asked for the violence to come that followed. So yeah, there was violence, but did this really need to be documented like the greatest fucking historical event?
Call me innocent, but I feel like that's a little normal.
Can you clarify what you mean?
I mean, take a car accident. Something happens. Everybody stops and stares. If you're waiting in line
pisses me
for,
off.
if you're waiting in line to walk into Best Buy, whatever it is, and people start punching each other, well, other people are gonna stop and stare.
Okay.
Right? And then just because there's people stopping and staring, of course I agree with your mob mentality, But I mean, I feel like that's a little normal just out of
I think
curiosity.
my problem with it is so much that, let's say it went from us being curious to the point where it's almost like we're expecting and encouraging the behavior. It's like we wouldn't feel like it's Black Friday without there being some kind of violence associated with it anymore.
Or you're just simply spectating vicariously,
There.
and you're just like fucking there, watching, living through it, like.
But like it's also a lot of shame on these people fighting. I find it's associated with the criticisms. Like when you think about the violence, what do you think of these people?
I think some of them need to take a break. I think some of them need to relax and think about what they're really getting themselves into. At a certain point, yes, I get it. You need to get certain tools or certain items.
But it's not even that. Like what always resonated with me was the Tickle Me Elmo stabbings or shootings that happened way back. Maybe it wasn't Black Friday, but maybe it was Boxing Day, but it's the same idea. So if you consider it, why would somebody actually go as far as to pull a gun on someone else for a Tickle Me Elmo? Let's say you're working 2-3 jobs in the hood and life isn't easy based off of everything I've seen. And your kid wants this toy, and you know that they're going to run out of it before Christmas or whatever because of how it's set up. And there's a limited amount, and the shit's marked down to like a quarter of the price. Well, here's a chance for you to be a hero in the eyes of your child. When you're in that moment, dude, all you're thinking about is the disappointment if you fail.
Yeah, but that doesn't justify. That honestly does not justify pulling a gun out.
You're not looking at it on the parent point of view. Like I would do this for my little brother. Like
these people are so desperate that the opportunity, especially if there's something that they need. Yeah, maybe that it's going to be violent.
Most of the time when I see the videos or what you see when you walk through the stores, it's mostly like TVs and Xboxes and all the marketed commercial shit that happens all over what we see, right?
Yeah,
but I don't really see people killing each other over toasters or killing each other over washing machines.
Literally today I watched videos of people fighting over a toaster.
Okay, well, maybe I haven't seen it yet.
No, but this leads to another problem, and I'd like to talk about that a little bit later on. It's going to be kind of how I want to end the conversation on Black Friday. We'll get to what people buy and whether or not you should be.
Take your
but
time.
Right now, I want to just focus on the part where we as people encourage this violence by sharing it and making it a media fiasco. Now, granted,
entertainment.
I think we got a little disgusted of it last year. I don't know if you guys know about BlackFridayDeathCount.com, but this website cleanly and neatly summarizes all of the violence that's happened. And I know last year it was a little rough. And currently we're at 10 deaths and 105 injuries that have occurred since 2006 in relation to violence at Black Friday, although nothing from 2015 is on here. So I don't think the list is full and complete. But it is a good idea if you want to go take a look at some of the savageness. And you'll often see that it's poorer areas, and there's a certain sociological element that could be examined that maybe we should apply a little more understanding to the people who are desperately lining up on Black Friday. Now, whether or not it's right to incite violence, etc., that's a completely different topic from my point of view. I'm not saying they're right. I am saying that we should maybe understand where they're coming from more than laughing at them like they're people in a coliseum.
Well, seeing it as I work many customer service jobs in-house on call centers and stuff like that, and from the perspective of the customer calling in, they always want to have the best deal, sort of a pride sort of thing where they can tell their friends, oh, I got this plan, blah blah blah, and now it's all of a sudden 12 people are calling in for this plan. Or you take a look at the shoes. They want these shoes, a 9 West pair of shoes that they absolutely need to have to fit the status quo that surrounds them. But I need this absolutely right now. I can get it at a deal too, and at a fucking promotion. They're gonna run for it. I had people wrestling with me to open the door of the store as I was closing it. That's and crazy. Locking it because they absolutely needed that sale. And the sale did not end on that day. And it's the stress of everything.
There is a certain level of savage behavior that is just unacceptable associated with these sales. And I've even been part of a civil one, actually.
But I feel like that just... Oh, go on.
No, I was just going to say, because at one point I did Boxing Day. And I waited in line at H&M. And I waited in line for an hour and a half, and we were in this neat little line, and then they handed out these coupons. And instead of having all of these items for display marked down crazy, they just gave us in-store money to spend on other items. They had a Black Friday section in the corner. And yeah, we were all savagely combing through the Black Friday section in the corner, but it was relatively civil in terms of everybody went in, everyone was excited, but nobody was really beating the fuck out of each other. We were just kind of annoyed waiting in line for the dressing rooms the whole time once we'd gotten a pile of clothes to try on.
That just
And
sucks for
it
you,
really
I guess.
got me thinking, right? Like, Black Friday, the big problem with the violence. I'll never forget this video I saw where this shopping mart in Trinidad happened to solve the problem by, at the entrance, giving each and every person a cart as they entered the store, letting them in one by one. And it doesn't make sense to me why you'd have this horde mass of people and have them just stampede in with like 8 security guards sitting there.
Well, you wonder, like, right now, like, what I saw, I actually went out, like, as much as I despise the fact that I went out shopping, because I needed to pick up a PlayStation Pro for my little brother. No, a PlayStation Slim for my little brother, and we
I hope
ended
he
up
doesn't hear this before you give it to him.
Oh no, he asked me to. He asked because he's
okay.
up north, so there's no Best Buy there, and they don't
Look
ship
at
to
Chris
those
being
addresses.
not considerate.
Hey man, what if it's like Christmas?
No, I get it.
Or something?
Yeah,
Maybe
no,
she
it's
forgot.
not.
Maybe
I'm
she's
not-
thinking out of like enjoyment.
Thank you for your concern. But nonetheless, we ended up buying stuff, and most of the stores actually created systems like that. Like, no more than 20 customers in the
You know
stores,
what?
and people civically.
This is this year?
Yes, this year. Like, people were waiting in line their turn,
one of
and
the
it was
things
like.
I noticed when I did my research a bit is even the savagery of the Savage videos of 2016 were pretty calm compared to last year.
No, they
And
advertised
I think
it
there's
otherwise, though.
I think it's a little bit like you can clearly see an improvement in terms of even a lot of the violence that got reported on that site was related to stuff that happened in the parking lot over parking spots and stuff. So it's not so much people stampeding and knocking each other out as much for items.
Well, there's been many problems in the years because of stuff like that,
And
like
it's just
ice on the pavement and like
But it's
people
like
suing.
cool to see people responding to it, and clearly the problem isn't as bad. And I want to just segment here because we all know what happens with Black Friday, but I saw an interesting series of articles that made me to believe that the retail version of Black Friday is dying a bit.
Yeah, absolutely, because everybody's
Really?
fucking going online.
Yeah. But what happened was there were more people that showed up in the store and less people spending money. So
but I feel
related
like
to the
that's
amount of people that
economy-wise.
came in, less money was actually spent in the store. But at the same time, as a whole, Black Friday actually performed quite well for companies. And the biggest thing that changed was that retail was the least valuable platform, whereas the online and mobile sales increased exponentially. From what I
Actually-
understand, most transactions that got processed this Black Friday were actually done on a cell phone. And I have to confess, I even bought something on a cell phone.
Yeah, and it's becoming.
And I
That could just be laziness.
No, and it's becoming because most of the sales are online. If you have this type
check
of
it.
account, but hold on, it's not only for sales, but the whole industry of shopping itself is.
But that's a big conversation.
It's actually, yeah, it is, but it's actually true because every job I've worked at has lost a lot of money on the online purchases, and my mom's company as well. She's been saying like, fuck, this year we lost like at least a third of what we used to make to the online, and they're scaring. They're actually
My entire
preparing
company
to.
just works online, and we sell software over the internet with literally no inboxes, really. But where I was going with that is you guys mentioned actually being out in the streets and purchasing things. I did some Black Friday shopping too. And I wanted to get one of my girlfriend's presents or a couple, so I went and checked out the specific items. And I managed to save $40 on one item on Amazon because A, I have Amazon Prime for the month on that trial. Woo! And B, Black Friday specials for Amazon basically started the first week of November, exponentially got better, crazy flash deals and stuff. And in the online world, it's not about laziness. It's a matter of being able to really competitively match anything and buy it, ship it to my door.
Yeah,
See,
I'm not
I feel
good at
that's
that.
also a level of efficiency, and it also benefits you. Like, you're an economic shopper as well. So if you're looking at for whatever gift or item you're getting, you're looking for the better price, right? But I feel on a general basis, people go for during Black Friday or even Boxing Day, they just run in and go when it's time. I'm part of the hype, but there's also some of us who are like, okay, no, what do we really need? It defies the purpose.
I know, but the thing is being on the Amazon website, you get that same rush and experience of the key items they're pushing. The stuff. Let's say what I think where you're going with is that people will rush in and buy something because it's on special. Dude, you can't even get through a page of being on Amazon on that day without something being on special. Items you didn't even think you knew existed
and that
were
you
being
suddenly
flashed
need.
in your face. And man, online shopping invokes the same level of impulsive desire as retail shopping. But what's happening is it's more convenient. So in terms of Black Friday, you can see the trend as more and more people move to Amazon. Amazon across the board was the biggest winner of Black Friday this year. Not any of the in-store places with the crazy promotions. I'm going to post an article below that talks more about this, but as I said earlier, there were more people in the stores, but ultimately they made less money per person than they did previous years.
Yeah, because people want ideas. They want a window, like, they want to see what people want. They want to see the prices.
Also, no one wants to deal with the savagery of Black Friday when you can have the same item at the exact same price shipped
So then
to
why
your
go
door.
into the store?
That's the point, man. That's what's starting to happen. I don't really know how often I want to go into a store anymore.
Oh,
Like,
I don't.
No, but I'm saying with that logic, why go into a store? Like, what are you really checking? The prices of the prices.
Well, that's the
of
thing
the,
is
of
less
the
of
thing?
us went into stores this year. That's what I'm trying to say. Granted, more people went into store, but they bought less. So what we're seeing is that there's this switch to people being a little more aware of what they're buying.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong about the intent. Maybe it's really just we're lazier and online shopping is a more convenient an experience. But one way or another, online shopping outperformed retail in a big way this year. And that could mean the end of Black Friday's effectiveness. Now, I want to pivot the conversation a little bit more here because something I noticed is Black Friday's existence in Canada killed Boxing Day.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the sales are like, people, basically the whole premise of that is like people got crashed on Boxing Day. So what the company started doing is creating Black Friday, I guess the sales and everything being more being higher and being more.
I've looked into the folklore of where Black Friday comes from.
No, not the where.
Okay.
The advantage of marketing that marketing took towards Black Friday, and they were like, you know what? Let's make the sales bigger on this sale, so people would come in here. So our Christmas frickin' will be a breeze to fucking go through at the end of the year, where all the numbers and all the shit to do. Like, I believe that's what it would
I
be.
think it sounds more like a little bit of a control
From what I
plan.
understand,
Yeah, absolutely.
at least-
Marketing is always
From what
a
I can
control
tell,
plan.
Boxing Day didn't exist in the States. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. So for them, it was always Black Friday, and then we had Boxing Day. And then, as is always, we copied them and stole Black Friday from them.
It wasn't that long ago, was it?
No, it was like...
That's what I thought, because I didn't
Black
think...
Friday wasn't really here. I don't know exactly when, but let's say 5-6 years tops of
I
Black Friday
fucking
being
knew
here.
it. I
Because
fucking
I
knew
was
it.
an adult
I have
already
to
when
agree.
Boxing
Me
Day was
too.
a thing. And
Me
then
too, and
what
it
leads
just
me to
appeared,
believe
and I was
that...
like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to. Sorry, I was so upset that day. I have to say because
basically it went from being extremely dope sales on limited items and like you really had one day and you'd walk in and everything was dirt, like literally the whole store is dirt cheap. Then what happened is it became Boxing Week. And then you have really good
But
specials.
Boxing weeks allow that you have specials different days so people don't get
But
as
their
crowded.
specials
it's more
are
controlled.
worse,
no,
Chris.
it's like okay,
You
boxing,
don't know, man, but the specials used to be so much better. Like, whereas it went from having items at like 80% off, now everything caps at like 60% off, let's say, but spread out over the week. And then Black Friday came in, and now stores have even less good specials in general, split up between the two holidays.
Hold on, you have Black Friday and you also have Cyber Monday.
Ooh, Cyber Monday,
Dude.
though, had a purpose. So back in the day, it was Black Friday for the retail, and then Cyber Monday was the online version. But now everything's just kind of merged together, so it's a big weekend clusterfuck of specials.
Well, I could say that technology's taking over the future.
Which is true, dude. I mean, think about the power of emails in terms of buying shit. Do you guys follow any email marketing lists?
Unfortunately, not.
No, what is that?
You guys should, because it's where all the specials come from. So let's say you go to Steam and you click the little button saying, yes, send me your newsletters. Or you go up to any company and go, yes.
Well, I get
send
newsletters.
me
I
get
get
email
newsletters as well.
yeah.
And have you noticed that they have managed to invent specials of every 2 weeks? So they'll be like the Mid-October Sausage Festival.
Oh, fucking
or
tits, yes.
the
All the time.
Okay, now I
St.
know what you're
Patrick's
talking
Day
about.
special, or the 2 weeks in the middle of June, but we have nothing to throw here, Super Blowout Ultimate Christmas in July special, and just things like that. So what I've noticed is, especially if you watch a marketplace like Steam, there's almost always some crazy mega special. Granted,
And it's always when you're broke, too. You get it when you're broke, so you're like, holy shit, I need
that's
this.
probably done on purpose. But no, in general,
Corruption 101.
Oh my god, conspiracy!
I can't go into a lot of detail due to work and whatnot, but I've noticed that it's become easy for companies to invent reasons to have holidays to throw specials.
That would make sense.
Now, as we're all doing stuff online, I think that we touched on something earlier about the need to impulsively buy something because it's on special, and then looking for things that you want and waiting for those things to be on special. So yeah, with 18 specials a year and whatnot, it's super clear that the companies are starting to realize that consumers are being a little bit more aware. More people are online. It gives them an easier time with competitive analysis and a few other things to make sure they're buying the right things. When I went shopping on Black Friday, I had a preset list of items I wanted to buy, and I only bought the things that I wanted that were on special. I didn't buy things I didn't need, even though it was super tempting not to, and that was, some seriously hard things to do. But the matter is, Black Friday is not a bad thing if you're not letting it abuse you. As an example, if I'm not mistaken, Chris has a story here.
I unfortunately impulsively bought a laptop about a week before Black Friday, maybe even a couple of days before 4 or 5 days before Black Friday. So it probably looks as a disadvantage for me on my side.
Yeah.
It was a disadvantage for me too because I didn't necessarily want to go shopping on that day, and I ended up grabbing the thing that my brother needed, and then ending up buying 5 more things.
Oh, that is the hardest.
It was just suddenly needs came up as I saw the discounts roll in, and just fuck, what do I need? And I started picking and choosing. Oh no, okay, I'm gonna put this away and this and that. I didn't want to shop. I just went in to go grab that one thing for my little brother.
It's important to note, though, that with the right level of self-control, which wasn't necessarily there in that moment.
No, it was not.
But if you do it, and I think that if you were doing it online, though,
yes, so much
you would
more
have had a lot of an
restraint.
easier time, and maybe it's a value that we should all show companies that we want better deals all across the year. Think about it. If you could know that there are going to be more specials happening all year just by going online, you wouldn't have to rely on something like Black Friday so heavily to meet your needs, which meant that financially challenged folk who might be willing to pull a knife on a Tickle Me Elmo doll might have a better opportunity to purchase something online, especially with most companies offering Visa debit cards and things like that to enable online purchasing. All I'm trying to say is that if we migrate the traffic away from the retail outlets, then we can,
safer.
And I'm certain that we can have even better specials happening more often and more frequently.
However, what would happen with the people's jobs? Because most of the industry of what is employment is customer service. It's people working to
Yeah,
get
but
stuff.
this is just a matter of overtime, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what
it's
you
not
do.
about
Honestly, no matter what
it's
happens,
about
you go to
killing the
stores.
rush and the need. So, I mean, how many people is it required to hire in overtime to create an understaffed situation? And it's not even safe for the employees in some cases.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
So-
And there are stores in Sweden as well that would agree to that because it's basically you go in, there are no employees in the place. You have your access card, you go in, you grab your things, you pay at the end, and you get out. It's self-serve, and people are trusted for that. And I feel like
Well, we can't necessarily maturely handle that, but if more people go online and less people are in the stores, it's not like the company is going to fire employees over that. It's not like one day.
No, but there will always be people still going to the stores.
Absolutely.
and there's going to be
It's inevitable.
But to that, it's also inevitable that the staffs are going to be reduced. The stores are going to be
Maybe
reduced.
not.
But
as
the
well.
hype
Maybe not.
around these crazy mega specials might go away. And people lining up at 4 a.m. to go wait for consoles, and it just extends to to everything. This old school marketing
You know
tactic
what it is?
of
You know what it
encouraging
is?
people
It's
to
more
show
options.
up.
It's more options. It's funny. If they allow to have more specials online and on the internet, I agree with what you're saying, that they would be able to control the lines and the people because they wouldn't need the temptation or the pressure to go run into the store.
It's like Black Friday got turned into this giant circus that people just need to feel the need to participate in. And I don't know if that's the best idea in light of the lack of self-control. Either way, I think that Black Friday could become a dying institution if the way digital marketing trends are going, everything is going to be a holiday soon. I would love to go into this more on another podcast, but everything is going to turn into a holiday. And then the more of these super hyper sales that happen throughout a year, the less impact something like Black Friday will ultimately have. Look at Steam. The Black Friday deal right before the Boxing Week deal. Then you have the summer deal, and it's like.
And then there's just the flash sales and all the freaking like every time like there's always something. Yeah.
Whatever game you want, it's gonna drop to like 75% off at some point in the next 6 months. When I don't know, but they're gonna have a mega super duper special that'll kill it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm inclined to agree to everything you said. That makes complete sense, and I never really thought of it that way, like it taking over in a constant 2 week sort of things, and I could see it happening, and it makes complete sense in my mind.
But at the same time, you're not going to see as many 90% off anymore. It'll cap at a certain point.
Since it's extended on a...
And I think it's not the worst thing, it's just definitely a change that's happening in the way digital marketing has changed everything. So I feel like that it's that break time coming on.
Well, actually, I just wanted to go with, we all agree, you, HSR, you agree with online shopping?
Well, it's not about agreeing with it. It's just, it's our future.
It's more convenient, and it's most likely.
I get the feeling that retail inevitably will die, and it will all be online in some virtual market space.
Because I'm actually interested to see what the listeners are going to say. But no, seriously, guys, I'm actually more interested to know what the listeners are going to say. Tell me honestly, guys, do you think online shopping is going to take over? Do you think retail stores are still going to be around? We want to know the comments. We want to know what you guys think. We want you to interact.
Especially with these holidays. Do you think that it could come to a point where Black Friday just doesn't exist due to the fact that email marketing and online marketing beats it?
Quicker you comment, quicker we respond, quicker you guys get to interact with us. You got to join it. You got to join in.
Since I control the YouTube channel, it'll likely be me responding.
All right, I'm
Okay, that's break time.
Goodbye.
And we're back.
What up, everybody?
Hey, guys.
So, we decided to do something a little different with the music portion and actually go into a full-on album review each week. So, this week, we're going to be talking about the new La Coka Nostra album, To Thine Own Self Be True, which came out November 4th, 2016. And what were you guys' impressions after hearing this album?
Yo, I give it a freaking 4 on 5, guys. Like, honestly, like, get this album. Like, at least give it a listen if you have Spotify, or give it a hit on YouTube, because it's... Actually, it made me feel pretty cool. Like, even the first time I listened to it, and I didn't mind listening to it a couple of times. Like, it was really good.
La Coka Nostra, for those who don't know, it's a combination of Ill Bill and Slane, who are both big underground artists in the indie scene. And it's a lot of harsh hitting flows over grimy 90s styled beats, and it's a lot of aggressive ego tracks and dope hip hop in its purest, rawest sense that you can get.
Angry white boys.
It is definitely a couple of angry white boys. You're absolutely right about that. What did you think of La Coka Nostra?
Well, I gave the album 4 on 5. I did like the sound. I like the flow. I like what they did. Certain songs kind of got me off.
I'm excited to dive into a song by song.
But overall, I did enjoy the album. It was very real, very powerful, well spoken. Diversity between just everything was just awesome.
Honestly, I felt that it was less of a good album than either of you gave it. I put this at like a total mark at a 3.5 on 5, and I'm happy to justify that too. On a technical front, these dudes' rhyming is just next level. Like, they were coming up with rhyme patterns and schemes I had never even thought of on this album, and they kept it so fresh and interesting until I found that oftentimes it just blended into this big mesh of angry, aggressive hitting without a lot to break it up in the middle. And I thought there was a lack of diversity, actually. Either way, it's a solid album. And
I find the hard-hitting, angry, like, maybe not so much violent, but there was violent content. Kind of what turned me off a little bit. I was just like, okay, like, we get it, you're mad,
but
relax.
At the same time, there was one line that really struck with me, and I can't remember what song it was. It was this very deep self-awareness, and he's like, if this was like 93, I would have shanked you, but like, I'm older now, and I am not going to do that. And I just look at it like these dudes are taking these lyrics as an opportunity to vent their darkest, evilest frustrations without actually committing those actions anymore. But one thing I can tell you is at least one of the dudes is completely legit in the world he comes from, and the other ones were surrounded by it their whole lives. So these aren't just a bunch of guys talking shit. They know what's up.
No, I'm not saying they're talking shit. I'm just saying that it's so angry. Like, they could easily convey a message, maybe the same or a different message, but
it's not about
a
the
little
message
more.
Though. These guys are clearly doing this because they're just dropping dope shit after dope shit. It's kind of like what mainstream rap wants to be, where it's bars for days, but these guys have the talent to back it up.
To be fair, like, my personal view of music, I don't listen to the lyrics themselves. I listen to the flow. I listen to what it makes me feel, what it makes me want to do, what mood it puts me in. Yeah, I get the lyrics after a while, but at first glance, it's not that. And it gave me a sense of, like, productivity. It gave me a sense. Yeah, it felt angry.
I felt like this is definitely something you could work out at the gym too.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, there's a couple of songs on here that made me imagine a complete choreography.
Let's go through these songs one by one.
Yeah, sure.
We all gave like a grade per song, so you could get an impression of which ones might be worth listening to if you wanted to just check out a couple of songs. So the first one, they open it up with Dark Day Road, which yeah, it was an okay song. I felt it was just a bunch of ego rap, like, we're the best, we're dropping the dopest bars, and it's a real strong flow, but the beat was kind of boring to me, and then it was kind of short. It was just like 3 minutes. It was 3 minutes, like, on the nose practically, 2 verses, and I feel like it set a tone for a lot of 2-verse songs on this album.
Yeah, but it's the intro song. It was like the first song. Like, for me, it was cool. Like, it was just a short track. Like, yeah, I feel you when you say, like, okay, it was short.
But the beat was not there for me to start an album with the energy these guys can bring.
No, I have to agree with Damon. I mean, they didn't have an intro. So for an intro song, I mean, it was pretty hard hitting. And I have to disagree with you on the beat. I actually enjoyed the beat. It was
me too.
I mean, they got me pumped. They got me pumped to actually want to listen to the album.
So I gave this one a 3 on 5, and I'm not gonna lie. For me, it wasn't enough to get me to listen to the album. I had to, like, delve into the next one with hoping for more.
No, me, it actually triggered me for the rest of the album, because I was like, oh, shoot, like, what am I getting into? And then I listened to that, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm interested. And I went on to the rest of the album. I feel they placed it right. Like, yeah, I agree. It was extremely short, and I wish there was more. But it gave me the intrigue.
Then there was I Need Help right after it, which, frankly, if Dark Day Road never existed...
Hold on. You gave your rating.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
We have to give our rating. We're also judges in this fucking competition.
So 3 on 5. Yep. Whoops, my bad.
Yeah, no, I gave it a 4.
Yeah, I gave it a 4 on 5 as well.
Okay, so
teamwork.
Guess collectively...
No, I didn't teamwork, but yes, thank you for
So collectively, we gave it a 3.75 on 5. I'm gonna keep track of this. So then there's the next track, which is I Need Help, and
La Coka Nostra. Sorry,
was that one?
Yes.
It was a good
She's
energy.
Been saying it all day.
No, like, it struck with her.
It's so fun to say.
I felt like I wrote this as, like, super punch you in the face rap. Like, It was really good. I really liked it. I gave it a 4 on 5 because I loved the actual song, but the concept brought nothing new to the table. It was just like they took their take on like a Hobson song or something.
Yeah, but I liked it. It was just like...
I as well gave it a 4 on 5, but in a certain way, it's song number 2. So they kept it bumping. They kept it... It's nothing new, but it gets you to continue listening.
I get it.
It's kind of like it's like okay, it's normal them. It's what they do, and now hopefully by song 3 it starts changing into something new, and then 4, 5 like it's kind of like look, we're still here. We got you pumped up. Let's get you continued, and then bang, we switch it, get you comfortable for the album.
For that, I have to disagree though, because that song after the first one, after the intro, for me it sort of went like, oh, okay, hold on, is it gonna be like this the whole way? Like that beat for me, that was like my feeling on it. It was just so like really.
So we can all because that leads me to the point on the next song is how I felt too. So we all gave this a 4. I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Okay, the next song is Waging War, and my feelings on this song, honestly, the song itself is good, but it was the 3rd song in a row that felt exactly the same, and the hook was really nice, and that's the only reason I didn't grade it lower, because I like the hook, but man, the verses felt like all 3 of these songs were just the same song.
I gave it a 5 on 5.
Okay, why?
I liked it. I honestly jammed out to it. It was vibing with me. I like the energy. I like the technique. I like the verses. I unfortunately I can't
as a standalone song,
but I just like it.
I agree with him for that. It made me feel like nostalgic when I heard it. However, I agree with you on the continuity.
It kind of reminded me a little bit of Tech Nine's Bangers, a little bit.
I guess, but so I gave this thing a 3 on 5.
I did too.
Only because if they'd placed it somewhere else on the album, I might have appreciated it more. But in light of its placement, in light of the fact that the first 3 songs to me are basically one giant clusterfuck, only this one gets a chorus. I don't know. So far, like, the first 3 songs wasn't super impressed, but it's not about the technique, man. The technique, they kill it on every song. I wanted to stress enough that these guys rap better than I could dream to rap. It's just that, I don't see myself rebumping any of the first 3.
Maybe not rebumping, but I mean, if you're going on a trip, if you're going on a nice little road trip, you'd play the first 3 songs. You would play the first 3 songs.
Maybe.
Are you really gonna skip? You're gonna skip it?
No, because now with Spotify's, I can just plus the ones I want, and I make playlists and shit. I don't necessarily want to keep the songs I don't care about, unless I'm bumping the album, which is a different experience. But I don't do that as much as I should. That's why I'm excited for this part of our podcast. So Damon, I gave it a 3. Chris gave it a 5. What did you give it?
I gave it a 3 as well.
Oh. We're going to have to figure the math out on that one in a little bit, but going to write that down. The next track was Murdered Tonight, and it was the one with the weird flute beat, and it sounded like the pan flute guys in the Metro.
I gave it a 2 on 5.
I hated this song.
I also gave it a 2, but not okay, I know it's going to sound weird, but a lot of this album reminded me of another crew that I know and somebody else that does rap.
Okay.
And I gave it a 2 because it reminded me exactly of a song that the Boom Bap Cats made.
I thought I was being like mean with it when I gave it a 2.5, but apparently I gave it the best rating.
No.
Like, again, the technique is there. Everything about this song is good, but the beat is worse than the previous 3, and we're still in the same punch you in the face, I'm the best, I'm gonna fuck shit up, and so far there hasn't been any real thought, in my opinion, on this album.
I just didn't like the high violence promotion. I mean,
I get it. It's just I think it's always worth taking with a grain of salt that they come from a very classic hip hop era. They're all old white guys.
And they portray it.
I know, but we're in 2016 now. Like, things need to somewhat change. Like,
if you think about the album name, "To Thine Own Self Be True,"
I get that. But like, to like what you said, he said a lyric about him being older now. Like, you are older now.
Yeah, but they don't actually go like, "I'm gonna shank motherfuckers." They're like, my lyrics are so tight, like I'm a shank a fucker in the night, and they do stuff more like in that allegorical "I'm the shit" kind of sense. They're very much in the same scheme of battle rappers in terms of how they're writing verses.
I think that's my issue.
But that doesn't make them bad. It's just maybe you don't appreciate
No, they're really
content.
talented. They're very talented.
Like, I actually think I learned a bit from just hearing how they rhyme. Then we get to Stay True.
Oh my god, so refreshing.
Yeah, no,
Holy
this
fuck.
one was amazing. And the way the hook
was good.
sampled in Nas and Rakim with them in the middle, and the way the verses was constructed, I truly like the actual message in this song. It's really uplifting. It's like, hey, look, life isn't completely miserable and dismal as the previous 4 songs we're talking about.
Nah, from what I was saying earlier, this one like truly inspired me. I made up a dance routine in my head of myself like getting like up on that shit. Like I wanted to be productive. I wanted to make my life work.
Cool. This
like,
one is, in my opinion, downloadable. I plussed it on Spotify. I gave this bad boy a 5 on 5 straight up.
I did
So
too.
did I gave it a 5 on 5.
Snap. Everybody agrees.
I felt like Stay True stayed true to what it meant.
Yeah.
I
I
see
felt
some
like it
wordplay.
legitimately. They stayed
this
true
one,
to who they
so
grew
we
up
can just
as
all
and who they
like
are.
tell you, check this one out. It's totally worth your time. Then the next song, Blind, came on, and I loved this song.
No.
See, this one for me is one of those satirical, really abstract, criticizing society type, fucking aloof thinking songs. Listening to it, to me, was like this mental gymnastics trip. Like, oh man, I loved everything about it. It was super amazing to me.
You know what? If I would listen to the lyrics properly and study them and like read them out and everything, I think I may agree to you. I did like it, but I didn't see that in it. For me, like what caught me on it, and I gave it like a 4. And the only reason it got a 4, I loved the old jazzy feeling to it. It just gave me that sensual like type of like fun. It was uplifting, it was fun, but it didn't strike me as much as Stay
so
True.
Deep, man. Like you could tell these guys is
I would
reading
have to
some
listen to
dope
it more.
Like I'm telling you, if you analyze the lyrics and look at the value of the lyrics
Mm-hmm.
compared to even the other tracks, it is solid. It is like it's the kind of song I would put on my phone and want to learn the words to, because I could see value in even hearing those words in my head and knowing them by heart.
Well, you know what? You're saying that, and I have to say, like, having it listened to it in the past 3 days since I knew about the album, it actually makes me want to sit down and read out the lyrics and understand them and analyze them and try to sort of like feel their way, because it's what the album sort of portrayed to me, like the want to understand them, the want to
Exactly.
sort
It
of
was
see.
nice. Now, Chris, why'd you hate it?
I didn't hate it. I gave it a 3 on 5 because
Aw, man, you killed the rating.
I was very neutral with it. I liked it per se, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I did like it, but I just felt it could have went in a different direction. I enjoyed the beat. I do enjoy jazz. I do enjoy jazz.
What direction did you want it to go?
I don't know. I feel like they could have given more of a message towards how to change it instead of just possibly just talking about it.
I guess, but
Like-
they really intelligently placed together some ideas. Like, not every song has to have a solution. Sometimes it's worth just asking a question.
Fair enough. Anyway, to sum up my rating on that song, I don't know. I just felt very neutral to it.
Fair
I don't
enough.
hate it. I don't like it, but
You're entitled to your
I gave
opinion.
it a 4. Yeah.
My 5 stands. And then there's the next one is Crispy Innovators, which I have to preface this with I had high expectations, mostly because it featured Vinny Paz, who is the other half of Jedi Mind Tricks, and Ill Bill being in both Jedi Mind Tricks and La Coka Nostra. It seemed like it could have been super duper exciting. And I liked it. I thought it was fun.
It was very dramatic.
I felt
feel.
like Vinny Paz spent like 4 bars plus just talking about having a son, and I
that
wasn't.
bothered me.
It was just so out of place. I feel like for a song called Crispy Innovators, and it was an okay hook, and it was fun, but I
It
guess
was
I
very
just
bland.
expected more.
It was very
No.
bland and very kind of like, okay, I saw this coming. Kind of felt like a filler. I honestly feel kind of felt like a filler.
I feel like Murdered Tonight was a filler.
Murder Tonight was definitely a filler. They don't know what they were doing. They were like, fuck it, chuck this in there.
But I tend to agree
Nah, man,
with
I
Chris.
liked Crispy Innovators though. Still, I gave it a 4.
I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 3
I felt
as well.
neutral.
I guess. No, I'm gonna stand with my 4.
You
It's
stand on that 4.
I like
You
my
do
4.
it. You do that.
But no, it's a respectful thing. Like, it wasn't a good enough song, but I want to just for a second talk about this next one, which is Archie Bunker. That's the one that starts off with a clip of Archie Bunker talking about hope and stuff. And like, do you guys know who Archie Bunker is?
No, that's why I gave it a 3.5.
Is it
the All in the Family. So Family Guy's intro is based off the intro to All in the Family with the song that he sang and whatnot. And it's just, this character was really sexist and racist and a lot of other things, but by accident based on the cultural ignorance of back then. And I suppose with a song called Archie Bunker, they could have done a lot. Like my note when I heard the beginning was, ooh, racist TV show alert. Because they said some bad stuff. But like, there was nothing to do with the name of the song in this track. It was just another fuck 'em up harsh song with no real point to it.
Very repetitive.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the mixes that they did. The background music just annoyed me. It was just noise for me.
They did not need to, like, I feel like the name is just clickbaity with the little sample they played.
I feel like every time they drop tracks that are just like spitting bars and stuff, they feel like they have something to prove to continue the album.
Yeah, it wasn't really the best one. I gave this the lowest on it because of the name mostly, with a 2 on 5. I probably would have given it a 3 or a 4 if it was called anything else. But 2 on 5 is my grade on this.
I gave it a 1.
I gave it a 3.
So we're going to average that out at a 2. And the next track on this was High Times. So this one, I don't know.
High Timers, no?
No, it's High Times. And they started off with like this quote about getting high or whatever. And then this
Does anybody want to get high?
super spacey beat comes in. And I gotta say, man, this beat is nice.
It was like Rastafarian,
And
almost
it
like
felt
Jamaican.
so cool. And then they start rapping, and you're like, oh, they're bragging again. This song has nothing to do with getting high. It's just another brag rap song on this album. Now, again, their flows are dope, and they fit it all right. But content-wise, so far, it's been like the same shit the whole album.
Repetitive.
But at the same time, it's dope. So if you really want to listen to rap that'll knock you the fuck out, this is a great album. And High Times is a really great song with an awful fucking title, in my opinion. Because again, it had nothing to do with getting high. It was a lot to do with about how they're the shit. And I guess maybe the beat was there. Maybe they were high when they wrote it. I don't really know. Mm-hmm. But it was confusing to me. So I gave this shit a 3 on 5.
Oh, I gave it a 2 on 5. They didn't stay true to what the name of the song. I strongly believe that if you're gonna name a song something, you have to stay true to what you name it. And if you call it High Times, at least make a reference or relevant to. Seriously, at least make a relevant reference to the fucking title. Like,
no, I hear what you mean. And Damon, what do you think? What did you give
it a 3. I just like the
right.
vibe. I like the vibe.
It was a good vibe, and I could see myself, even though I don't like it a lot, and I gave it a low rating, I could see that ending up on my phone one day, because there are those moments, especially when you're half asleep, where you just want to bop your head to something like that, and it could fill a role in my life. It's just never going to be like my favorite song on this album. Now, if we want to talk about my favorite song on this album, it is absolutely the next track, which is America. And I fucking love America. This song is so good. It's completely ironic American fucking references the whole way through the verses. It's super well put together. Great fucking energy. It is, honestly, in my opinion, like a league above the rest of the album.
Would you rate it?
I'm going to change it to 6, but it was a 5. That's how good it was, man.
I don't know. I guess I would have, like Blind, I would have to pay a little bit more attention and analyze lyrics to appreciate it a little bit more. I gave it a 4. It was fun, but it didn't bring me to... It didn't bring... Don't cringe your head. He's like twerking his head on the side, like
just,
twitch,
this one was
twitch,
so
twitch.
amazing to me.
I understand, and
it
I
had like
promise.
Chris's purpose and everything that he likes in music.
I promise I'll take a look at it.
I
Probably.
agree. It had everything I like and it had purpose. I did give it...
No, here's the but.
No. I gave it a 5 on 5.
Oh, yeah, this
flat
one's
out, flat
time.
out. No, I gave it a 5 on 5. But it's not because of what I like about the song, the headbanging, the upness, the energy, the flow, the whole... Just everything was so intense. I mean, I literally stopped at work and just started jamming for 20
it's so well done,
like,
man.
I put it on repeat and just went ham. But what I really, really liked was... They depicted the States in an ironic way.
Oh, and it's not even their first one.
To the T. I listened to it and I'm like, because, little side note, at work, I watch TV in the rooms. I'm sorry, I'm cleaning a room for like half hour. I'm going to watch
You
TV.
had a time for a whole phone call with me today.
Oh, I've done worse. Anyway, I'm watching the news, and I'm looking at the American news, actually, about the whole election and Trump's update news and all this stuff. And then I'm listening to the song, and I'm like, hey, this is coincidentally funny that they're speaking upon what's happening now.
But that's a cool song to me, and I think actually, in general, what made me fall in love with La Coka Nostra was a song on one of their earlier albums called We as Americans, where again they took this ironic stance commenting on American life. And I really, really love when these kinds of rappers do this, because with their harsh, cutting flows, their intricate wordplay, like their vocabularies are next level. Like they're dropping words I don't even know sometimes, which is hard. And the way they're rhyming is so crazy. You think Eminem has a good flow? These guys are equally as dope in terms of their ability to make words rhymes that don't.
Flat down.
And
flat down.
Amazing dudes here. And then moving on with the album, since we've established the America grade, there's Now or Never, which I like the energy. It's a good, like, I felt like this was a pump-up jam.
I didn't get that much pumped up. I was kind of just like, I was
what?
more mellow than anything.
I mean, maybe at this place in the album, it's not the right point for this song. They should have swapped this with I Need Help or something.
Yeah, maybe. I gave it a 3. But it gave me like a Sin City type of like feel, like something that belongs on that movie, on that comic book sort of era.
But it's still got this energy that's worth having.
It did open up like a mystical world. Like when I listen to music, guys, I imagine shit. Like I'm batshit crazy. Anyways.
So you gave it a 3, Chris?
I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 4. I thought it had a really fun energy about it, and
yeah,
I don't know, I liked it a lot. But I'll take note of your grades anyway, since you lowered that below 4. And now,
for the last one?
Absolutely. The last track on the album is the title track, To Thine Own Self Be True. The one thing I wanted to point out is they featured somebody on this song, and I think it's weird when people feature folk on the title track, but that would make me a hypocrite because I featured Daemon on my title track. But she's singing. But they featured a whole rapper guy to come in. I don't know. It seems like a little ironic on a song called To Thine Own Self Be True that you'd feature anyone, you know? Just say. But I like the song. I like this keep it real things, and from what I know of these guys, it really outlines a very real struggle they've had to deal with as independent artists before it got easy.
That's exactly why I gave it a 5 on 5. Even though they did bring in a feature, the guy still stayed true to himself, and they was talking about himself and his past, and so did all of the rest. And I really, really felt like to end the album like that,
they allowed somebody else to.
They started with Dark Roads. And then they ended it with This is who we are. This is who we are. This is what we do.
That's true.
I liked the old school radio murder announcement type of feel. It was like it introduced like, and on this day, it just gave me that feeling, and I liked it for that.
It wasn't a bad song
absolutely.
in any way, right? Like I don't dislike it.
I gave it a 5.
I just gave it a 4 because it didn't really do it for me as the greatest song. It really wasn't as strong as, to me, Stay True or America. So
Stay True really was my all favorite.
Well, according to our grading system now, with all the grades in, we have basically all given 5 to only one song, which was Stay True. Otherwise, we are apparently, as a podcast, able to recommend Blind, America, and To Thine Own Self Be True as truly good songs we're checking out. They both gave the album 4 on 5. I gave it a 3.5 on 5, so I guess we can say it's a 3.8 on 5 for the podcast, something like that. And right. Either way, I wanted to comment a little bit more on La Coka Nostra, just because this album was really good, but if you want to have a truly great La Coka Nostra experience, and I recommend to you guys to check it out, check out the A Brand You Can Trust album.
I miss
because Everlast was on that album the whole way through.
So good.
And what I feel he brought to the table was this grounding lyrical balance. I remember showing my buddy Nuclear Convoy, and he responded with that Everlast on every song had the deepest lyrics. And I have to say, without Everlast's presence in this group, it is a little more violent and hard-hitting and a little less centered. So, Chris, check out A Brand We Can Trust. I think it's a better album. And
I will.
But
I
in
agree.
general, if you're one of those people like who really thrive on that hard-hitting, old-school, grimy sound, almost the whole way through like Coka Nostra's career, they've managed to keep this energy proper. Like they've all played their characters correctly, and I believe they are all playing these thug type characters because they all have separate careers. This is a side project for them. Like Ill Bill
Well,
is
they
part
stayed
of
true.
several things. They're all part of a bunch of different groups. Oh, their DJ is actually DJ Lethal of Limp Bizkit and House of Pain and the stuff back in the day.
Really?
So
That was
yeah,
pretty cool.
Wow,
That was
I
pretty
didn't
cool.
know that.
but yeah, I would recommend that Coka Nostra to anybody that wants that classic old sound in a modern era.
Cool. No, I agree. I really, for somebody that doesn't really understand rap and how it's really constructed, I really enjoyed that. That was really cool. I would recommend it, definitely.
Awesome. On that
Yes.
note, do you have any final thoughts, Mr. Chrometopia himself?
Final thoughts. Final thought is...
I think you're a bit spaced out there, buddy.
I think his headspace is fucking full.
No, I am.
He's
But I
spaced.
want to properly state this for my final thought. It's like it's the final one. They're gonna remember this.
Final
Okay, Chris.
countdown, do-do-do-do.
Okay,
Chris,
so my final thought on the album.
Repeat after me.
Yeah,
I
I
am
am
Headspace.
Headspace.